Now, let's check out some other facts, according to Jeff Lorber and Karyn White. They debut on American Top 40 this week at number 37 with Facts of Love. Pop chart newcomers, Jeff Lorber featuring Karyn White.
American Top 40.
Counting down the biggest hits in the known universe, I'm Shadoe Stevens. And at number 8 is the 23-year-old singer Karyn White. Karyn's from L.A., and she says she got her first clue that she wanted to be a performer when she was 5 years old. That's when she won a Little Miss Ebony contest doing an impression of Diana Ross.
Hi, I'm Karyn White, and you're listening to Shadoe Stevens on American Top 40.
American Top 40.
We're up to the singer who says cheerleading almost ruined her singing career. She's 24-year-old Karyn White. Karyn grew up in Los Angeles and at the age of 16 was the captain of her high school cheerleading squad. At the very same time, Karyn was also singing in a band until she discovered there was a conflict, and it was ripping apart her vocal cords. You see, Karyn was losing her voice, and it was all because of her cheerleading during football games. Karyn says, I was losing my vocal range, and it was just horrible. When I sang, I would try to hit the high notes that I used to, and I couldn't. Well, Karyn had to make a decision. She says, at the time, it was like the biggest thing to a teenager. You know, I'm a cheerleader, and I quit. The other girls were like, what are you talking about? How are you going to quit the squad? But I had to. I was losing my voice, and I knew at that point I was really serious about what I wanted to do. And now, 8 years later, Karyn White still hasn't gotten all of her voice back. She says, I haven't got that clearness that I had when I was a young kid. The woman who stepped down as the captain of the cheerleading squad so she could sing is in our countdown for her 4th Top 40 hit. At number 12 on American Top 40, Karyn White and Secret Rendezvous.
American Top 40.
And it's a wall-to-wall musical free-for-all on AT40. This next singer told writer Keith Moorer her inspirations have been glitzy megastars like Judy Garland, Sammy Davis Jr., and Diana Ross, but her roots are in soul. She says, soul music is definitely what I was raised on, but I just want to sing good music. I'm not trying to cross over, but I think good music will.
Hey, yeah! American Top 40.
So let's talk about good luck charms. A lot of people have them. A lucky coin, a rabbit's foot. The lady at number 7 can't exactly carry her lucky charm. It's a person, an R&B singer by the name of Michael Jeffries. Even when she's tried to be the one helping him out, it's turned into good luck for her. In 1986, Michael Jeffries introduced his friend Karyn White to a jazz fusion musician named Jeff Lorber. Jeff asked her to sing in a song called Facts of Love. That not only became her first Top 40 hit, but it led to a solo deal and then 3 more Top 40 hits. And then more than a year ago, Michael asked Karyn to fly out to Minneapolis to sing on some recordings with him, and her manager couldn't figure it out. He said, why would you want to do that? He doesn't even have a record deal, and you have a platinum album. But she said, you don't understand. I want to return a favor. Well, that was a good move, too, because when Karyn went to Minneapolis to work with her friend Michael at Flight Time Studios, she fell in love with the co-owner, Terry Lewis, and married him. Terry and his partner, Jimmy Jam Harris, worked with his bride on her next album, and that gave Karyn her first #1 song. Karyn says she owes it all to her friend Michael Jeffries. She says, he's a good person for me to have around. The way I feel about you.
Casey's Top 40.
I'm Casey Kasem, counting down the biggest hits in the nation. Now, just a few weeks ago, we told you about unusual jobs a number of stars held down before they were stars. Rod Stewart, for instance, was a gravedigger. Elvis Presley was a truck driver. Bette Midler was a laborer in a pineapple factory. And Sting taught music at a convent school. Well, here's another star we can add to that list, a woman who used to count coins 8 hours a day. Before Karyn White had her first luck as a singer, she worked in the downtown Los Angeles bus terminal. All day long, Karyn worked in a locked, windowless room where all the small change that people would spend on bus fare was separated and added up. It was Karyn's job to count the pennies, the nickels, dimes, and quarters, wrap them in paper rolls, and get them ready for deposit at the bank. Karyn says it wasn't such a great job. For 8 hours a day, she would hardly see daylight. And then there was a smell to all those coins that she just couldn't get away from. from. At the end of the day, she'd have to scrub and scrub to get the soil from all the money off her hands. Karyn says it never seemed to completely come off. In fact, she says, quote, "My hands still feel dirty from all those coins." These days, Karyn White isn't counting coins anymore. She's counting top 40 hits. 2 weeks ago, that song peaked at number 3. Last week, it fell to 7, and now it's at number 12. Karyn White and The Way I Feel About You as the countdown rolls on.
Casey's Top 40.